But I love the ingenuity of the side hustles they did
Yes.
because the different things that they were doing, like going to the blood drive, finding the sneakers, and then everything that came after it, it felt natural. And that's the thing
Yes.
I enjoyed about the movie is that everything feels within the realm of reality. Like you're writing it and you're like, this definitely happened to someone. Someone has
Yes.
definitely done
I know
this.
people in college who did the blood. They went and
Mm-hmm.
$75. I think plasma was $50. Like I know people that have donated blood. So that part was like, man, this is a universal experience.
Yeah.
Do people
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
So I feel like again, who applause to whoever wrote the film. Like they
Mm-hmm.
really understood the day in the life of someone who's trying to keep a over their head. They really understood community. They really understood. They kept it youthful as well. That was
Mm-hmm.
another because I don't think anyone that's like 45 or 50 is out here about to go donate blood to try to make their rent money real quick or climbing up top and taking some Jordans and selling it online. Like they really kept it youthful as well.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I like that you mentioned that they kept it youthful because in a lot of like TV shows and movies that they make marketed or geared towards young people, it is written by people who are older, so you
Mhm.
can tell that they're a little out of touch because the
Yes.
things that they talk about, the things that they mention, the things that they like, doesn't really
Mm.
make sense. Like I love Never Have I Ever, but her like voice or like her narrator is this tennis player that I've never heard of. Like I get it, like that's her dad's favorite tennis player, so of course she may like it, but like I would
Mhm.
have gone to Serena Williams. The
Yeah.
kids know who Serena Williams is, but
Yes.
who is this man? Like
Keeping it youthful is what can, like, I know we talked about how, having a part two and everything. That's what can get you that part two, keeping it
mm-hmm.
youthful, understanding your audience. Like, was it a very black film? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But do I think maybe someone of a different race can watch it and still relate in some manner? Yeah, because maybe you've given blood to make sure you can go to a party in college or make sure you can go on spring break or make sure you can do anything. You've done something wild and crazy in order to get some money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you doing the extremes that Drew and them did? I don't know. But it's a good conversation to have with your friends afterward. Like, girl, remember that time you did da 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 da? Like, even the whole situation of them giving blood too, if we can just talk about that, was insane.
Yeah.
The moment she would have poked my arm
Yeah.
and said her first day, I would have been like, I'm good. We are not doing
No,
this.
I'll find another clinic. I'm good. I'm okay.
And then you left that girl there. I think she said she gave 6 bags of blood. I was like,
Yeah, that's too much.
her face was white.
She was not okay. She needed help, y'all. What's going
Yes, and then
on?
I don't get anything after the bag burst. That has nothing to do with me.
Like I lost the blood. I lost the blood. That's mine. I want my money, please.
Not giving anything was crazy. And then the wardrobe after, just everything like just kept getting worse. And I appreciated that part too, because when you are in the thick of things and things are bad, they don't just magically get better. Like
No,
they get worse.
always.
They get worse. And when you tell someone the story, they get a good laugh out of it. And you probably get a laugh after when you like step back and be like, okay, I made it out that situation. Do I think Drew and SZA Alyssa can get, a good laugh out of this? Absolutely. But
Mm-hmm.
in the moment, nothing was funny. And that's why they started arguing, because nothing's funny. Like we keep getting in more and more shit and it's not getting any better.
I have been working all night. You give away my rent money. I have to chase down your bum that you've been sleeping with. And now I'm out with 6 pints of blood. And I have no food.
Oh, and I got laughed at the loan office because of my credit score, which the girl who
Woo.
played, I can't pronounce her name and I feel really bad. I wrote it down.
Let me
Is
see.
it Keela?
It may be. Yeah.
And the girl who played that, I know she's from Abbott. She is
Yeah.
so funny to me. And she's also in the new Kate Hudson show on Netflix. She's so funny to me, and she did such a
Mm.
good job laughing in their face.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like everybody has. If you've been strapped for cash, you've been in that situation where you're like, "Let me get a payday loan. Let me just see if I can get one." And they always say it's for everybody, but the people who really need it, they never really qualify for it because there's a reason why you need it. You ain't got your together, and then they don't give you no money. It's just like, sorry.
And Cat Williams' character outside, like he was basically a fairy godfather for
Yes,
them. Like,
oh my god.
don't do it.
Don't go in there. Don't do it.
And then when I noticed when Drew came, he was like, cover up your lady bits when she had that green outfit on. I was like, okay, he's the godfather to them. He's there to protect them and guide them and assist them on their way and their journey because he comes at the best moments for them.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because he always seems to show up everywhere. And I've had the experience too where if you just go to certain places, you know, in your everyday life, you will see certain people there. And there have been times where like I'll be in Atlanta and I'll see the same homeless person. And I'm like, I saw you last week. And
I get cool with him after that. I'd be like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Like, because I'm gonna see you, go see me. And if I don't see you, I'm gonna worry about you. So be seen, okay?
Yes. There's actually a lady that I see every time I go to church near a gas station. I'm like, I just wave her down like, hey, she sees it like, hi. I know she doesn't know who I am, but like, I just see her.
And if I don't see you, I'm gonna worry. So like, be available.
I hope you're good. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, you're okay.
I ain't got your number, so you know. I hope you're all right. And Cat Williams,
too, depending on where you live, they worry about you too. They be like, I didn't see you the other day, and that's what I need. Like, we got each other back. Community.
Yes.
You have to talk to people. Even the guy that outside your corner store, you have to talk to everybody because if they don't see you, they start to worry. If you go missing, you want that man at the corner store to be like, hey, she usually come around on Thursdays at 6 p.m. She stopped about 2 weeks ago.
Where's she at? Is she good?
She okay?
I hope she good. Yeah, I think that Cat Williams did an awesome job playing the character because I love Cat Williams so much as an actor. He's honestly one of my favorite actors, and I love his stand-up, and I think that this movie, like, of course you need someone like Cat Williams in there to, like, kind of, like, elevate that a little bit more and bring that, like, you know, comedic element to it. And every time he came on stage, I just started laughing. Like, I started losing my head. Because it reminds me of, like, the older movies I used to watch. I don't remember what movie it was. What's the movie where he was, like, in the church? He was yelling out. First Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. That was such a good movie.
I loved him in Atlanta when he had that is like whenever I think of Atlanta, I think of that alligator.
Oh my gosh. Because there is that one guy in your neighborhood, or like one guy I feel like that people know where you don't go to his house. He got a shotgun. He got skulls in his room. Like, he got something weird in there. You know, and that was the alligator. And it's like, he don't have an alligator. He does. Don't go in that man's house. Okay.
When the alligator came out, I screamed. I was like, he really?
Yep.
He was really living this life.
I don't know how the alligator got there, but he ain't there no more.
He got up.
He left. He backed up. He hit the dough.
Yes. But again, like, he was needed in there. And once again, I watched it for the second time. And seeing him play their fairy godfather and being them, and just from standing outside, and he was, like we said, there every time you needed him to be there. He was the person that called Drew and was like, you might want to get over here. Your friend is about to kill herself. Like, things is getting serious. And it's like, how did you know to call her? How did you get her phone? Like, he just knew what to do. Like, even covering Palmer's character up and being like, girl, cover up your lady bits. Like, just knew what to do, and he provided that guidance, and I appreciated that because they didn't have any parents in the film. Like, they weren't calling home and being like, mom, dad, grandma, da 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 da. So he was mainly the adult, quote unquote, in the situation for them.
And I think that in movies like that, whenever a character is struggling for money, at the end, I feel like usually audiences expect them to call like some kind of rich aunt or uncle to get the money at the end, and that's not how life works. They're on their own.
And again, I think that draws to, in my mind, in my experience with my friends and stuff, that being very Black, because you moved out. Once you move out, a lot of people know your parents are like, I'll be there when I can, but like, I got my own bills. It's the first of the month for me too. Like, you moved out, you said you was grown, do your thing, and you're not calling home. And some stuff you keep from your parents. Like, they don't know you got a notice on your door. They don't know you didn't make your rent. They don't know those things. And you have to figure that out by yourself. And so, again, I think that was about it being very Black, because if this was a white film, I 100% think that they would have called home and been like, Mom, Dad, can we?
Yeah.
And I know I can't call home. My mom would be like, girl, it's the first of the month for me too. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you know what to do. So I like the part that they didn't call home. Like, I don't even know if they had parents to call and say, hey, I have this problem, or Alyssa did this. So I appreciated that part, because they're adults, like, figure it out like adults.
Yeah, exactly. And I did want to relate that to something you said earlier, how, like, even though this film, it feels very black, it feels like, a lot of people could watch this and relate to it, because it reminds me of other things, like, I feel like Rami or like the Deli Boys, those are like two things that I've watched recently that I really like. Especially like Rami, I relate to it because it's being a first generation child of an immigrant, and you also have like the responsibility of like, your parents are very religious, so you are religious as well, but then like you want to live your own life, you want to do your own thing. And I relate to Rami in a way, but at the same time, like, Rami's struggles are different from mine because he's a guy, and the way that he lives his life is different how I live my life. And like, also, if y'all have seen Rami, you already know he is a mess. He does not know what to do with his life. Like, this guy literally, I think it was like maybe season 3, Mahershala Ali was in the show, and Mahershala Ali's daughter, in the show, Rami was into her, and he wanted to like sleep with her, and she was not into that. She's very religious, she's very by the book Muslim, like. So Rami decides to get close to Mahershala Ali's character, that way he can date his daughter, and then they get married. And then, they get married in Egypt, they sleep together, and then afterwards, he's trying to propose an open marriage. And then she's looking at him like, are you stupid? Or something? Like,
You brought me over here and I didn't did all this with you.
We got married. Like, my dad actually likes you. You pulled this off. And then Mahershala Ali is cussing him out on the phone because I know you did not marry my only daughter just to sleep with her. Like, you must be dumb. There must be something missing in here.
So, it has to be.
So when I watch other shows from different cultures, I love that because there's like a baseline level of like we all relate to it. Like, one of them days we understand what it's like to be broke, to work, to have a friend that you love, but they act stupid sometimes. To have someone in their life that you do not like, but for some reason they will not let them go. And then you having to spend a whole day trying to fix a crisis that's not even your fault, but yet you have to fix it because you're the only person with your head on straight. You're the only person who's responsible. And that's what I love about this movie, because there are little aspects you can pull from it where like it relates to real life, because it just feels real. It feels like something that could happen to you.
Yes. Even the fact that Drew wanted to, it doesn't seem like to maybe the outsider that may have this big job that Drew had big goals, but she did have big goals. Like, starting off small, starting off in that job. There are a lot of people that work jobs that, some people may look down on, but are necessary jobs, like being service people. And they want to grow in that company. And you watch Drew take care of her customers, and you watch her try to grow. She knew everything about that restaurant. She knew how to a dishwasher in the beginning. She knew what people wanted, like, and then you see her go into the interview and be so prepared, but everything in the background really just makes everything crumble. So even being able to relate to that part, it's just like she wants more in life. It's just the environment that she's in, and she's trying to grow within her environment, and she's trying to explore more options. And I loved seeing that part of her. And I hope in part 2, if she's, the manager or supervisor of the store, that we get to see that part of her and see her working in her element.